Hi, this is Ann with Finance on the Offense, and today I'm going to show you how to invest for beginners. So this is a step-by-step process that will show you exactly what to do and how to get it all set up. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this video is for everyone out there who's like, okay, I know I need to invest, but I have no idea what to do. I don't get it. I don't know how to do that. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step what most people mean when they talk about investing. Of course, there's a lot of different investments that you can make, but this is probably the most common. I'll show you how to start an account at schwab.com and then add money to the account and then buy an investment. And by the way, you don't have to use schwab.com. There are other really good companies out there like Fidelity, N1 Finance is another good one. Schwab is just one of the ones that I really like personally. Now I'm also going to go over what investments that I personally like, but I want to say that I am not an investment professional and everything in this video is just for entertainment purposes only. I also want to mention that this is just regular investing that I'm going to show you today. It's not retirement investing. So it's not like a Roth IRA or a 401k. With those, you have to wait until retirement, of course, to take your money out. So with this type that I'm going to show you today, it's just normal investing. There are no like tax advantages or anything like that. And you can take the money out whenever you want. Now, when you do that, you will have to pay capital gains tax. And I have another video that you can see right up here on your screen that tells all about the process of, selling a stock or selling an index fund and the capital gains implications on that. So check that one out if you get a moment. All right, so I'm out here at schwab.com. You might get this screen or you might get another screen. It just depends. But either way, there should be a big button that says open an account like this one right up here, or it might be in the middle of your screen right about here. Okay, so I'm going to hit that. And there are a few options here. We do not want retirement, as I mentioned before. The one we do want is a brokerage account. An individual brokerage account is just for one person. If you're married and you want to both have access to the account, this is probably the best one for that. Okay, but I'm going to do an individual brokerage account. Now here's some information about what a brokerage account can do. So within this account, you can buy and sell stocks, mutual funds, ETFs, index funds, a lot of different types of investments. And that's what we want. But through this whole process, there'll be a lot to read. Just like when you open any other bank account, there's going to be a lot to read. And I wanted to let you know that you should absolutely read it. I have already read it and it's fine for me, but I wanted to make sure that, might not be fine for you. So you'll want to go ahead and read all that. But this is really nice. There are no monthly service fees. There's no account minimum. Here are a few things you'll need handy to open this account. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and then you can just fill out all of your information. Now, if you live somewhere other than the United States, schwab.com might not be available for you. So I just wanted to bring that up. Then we'll go ahead and continue. You'll need to put in a user ID and password. And then, of course, you'll need to do your security check and enter the access code. And continue. Here you can enter your trusted contact. I'm not going to do this for the tutorial, but you definitely can and probably should do this. Then they have a little questionnaire. I'm just going to put other and investing. We'll just put salary, wages, or savings and continue. I'm going to put not employed because I don't want to fill out all that information. But of course, if you are employed, you'll want to do that. I'll hit continue. And these are questions that they have to ask for federal regulations. So I'm just going to say no, no, and continue. Then it's going to ask if we want to do paperless. Paperless is fine. If you select this part down here, I think you're going to start yourself a checking account, which is also free with Schwab, but you don't need a checking account to have an investment account, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. Now there's some extra trading features. I'm just going to select no. Really, I only want to invest in one index fund in this tutorial, so I'm going to choose no up here for being a frequent trader. We're not going to do a margin account for this tutorial, and I don't want to do options trading. We'll go ahead and continue. Okay, all my information looks good. and we'll do continue. Of course, you'll need to read all this information. I'm going to go ahead and check yes on all of these. Definitely read this. I'm not saying that you shouldn't read this at all by checking these so quickly. These are normal questions you'll be asked when you open pretty much any brokerage account or a bank account, and they're all very important to read in full. Now, if everything was set up correctly, your account should be open now. Mine, I think they noticed that I wasn't entering actual information, so they said we couldn't set up your account. So for the rest of this tutorial, I'm going to go into my actual account and I'll show you from there what to do. Okay, so inside your account, you should see something like this. It'll probably say something like individual here and then brokerage, and then of course you'll have zeros in here. Now the next step is to get money into your Schwab account. So to do that, we can come right over here to transfers and payments. And there are a few ways to do this. You can do a electronic funds transfer, to transfer funds from an external account. And this is where you would have to go to set this up. You can do a wire transfer request from a different bank. So if you don't want to actually link your bank account to Schwab, you can just write a check and send it to them. Now, if you want to add a bank account, you can just come over here to link or delete external bank accounts. You'll want to choose your account here. Then you'll go to link an external account. And here's some information about it, and we'll hit continue. You can choose your bank here or search for it here. I'm just going to go with Wells Fargo, for example. I do not recommend sharing your Wells Fargo username and password here. Although I'm sure it's safe, I would not do this. I would go ahead and do it this way by entering your account number and the routing number and the account type. And once you have all of that information in there, you click continue. After that, you'll be sent like 2 small payments from Schwab to your Wells Fargo account. And then you'll need to go back out here. I just hit the back button and choose verify trial deposits. Now, I don't actually have any deposits in here, so it's not letting me do it, but you'll see 2 spots where you can put whatever they are. Usually it's like 25 cents and 33 cents or something like that. Once that's happened, then your accounts are linked. And you can transfer money into Schwab from your Wells Fargo or transfer money from Schwab to Wells Fargo or whatever your bank is. So you'll want to transfer some money into your Schwab account. And when you do, it'll show up here in the summary. And you'll be able to see it in your cash and cash investments right here. Once you have the money in there, you are not invested in anything. It's kind of like a savings account at that point. So you need to find an investment that you want to buy. Now, I recommend just doing like a total stock market index fund or an S&P 500 index fund. This could be like SWTSX, which is the total stock market Schwab fund. There's one called SWPPX, which is the S&P 500 Schwab fund. And then there are a few others. I'll put them up on your screen so you can take a look at those. They all basically do the same thing. They either follow the entire stock market or they follow the S&P 500. So let's say we wanted to buy SWTSX. So I'm going to come up here to trade up here at the top. I'll just click it. Our symbol is SWTSX. That is the Schwab Total Stock Market Index Fund. And right now that one is trading at $82.82. So let's say we have $500. We can probably buy about 5 shares, maybe 6. That would be about 6 times 80, 480 or something like that. So we'll come down here to buy. You'll of course need that money in your account. And since we're buying a total stock market index fund, since it's a mutual fund, we can just enter a dollar amount. So we want to spend our whole $500 buying our total stock market fund. I usually like to reinvest the dividends and capital gains, but you can choose any of these. And then we can do review order. Now this is giving me an error message because I don't actually have $500 in this account. But if you do, you can go ahead and place order. So those are the steps. Once you do that, you will own this Schwab Total Stock Market Index Fund. You'll own 6 shares at $82 a share. And over time, this number per share will change. Maybe it'll go up to 90, and then you'll have 90 times 6. Or it might go down to 70, and then you'll have 70 times 6. Generally speaking, over time, these total stock market index funds usually do pretty well. And you'll be able to see how much money you've made in your account right when you log in. in this example, your cash and cash investments would be 0 because you just bought $500 worth of that index fund. Your balance here would be $500, and then you'll get the day change, and it'll change pretty much every day as the stock market moves up and down. Now, when you're happy with the amount of money you made and you're ready to sell, you would just go up here to trade. You would put that same ticker symbol in, SWTSX, and then you would choose sell here. And obviously it's red because we don't own any right now. But let's say we wanted to sell all 6 shares, and hopefully it's up to $1,000 by then. If you only wanted to get some out, you could just choose dollars and then put in 500, and it would only take that much out of the total that you had in there. Now, once you do this, you will owe capital gains taxes. So I wanted to let you know about that. And you can take a look at the video I mentioned earlier to learn all about capital gains taxes and how they affect you. It really depends on when you sell, whether you'll be doing short-term capital gains or long-term capital gains. But that's it. That is how to invest using Schwab.com and investing in an index fund that kind of follows the whole stock market. All right, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, just hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.